All right, buckle up, Buttercup. It's Pittsburgh Sports Talk. Well, it was a bye week, and your Steelers, the walking wounded, took some time to get healthy. Anywhere from Cam Hayward to Marcus Gilbert to Golson to LD, the tight end we've never really seen. Your Steelers took the week. Well, they didn't go fishing. They didn't eat ice cream. Some of them were down on the south side working. All right, before we go talk to Coach Tomlin at this week's press conference and learn a little bit about the Baltimore Ravens, let's take a look at the tape from the Boston Bean Eaters coming down here and, well, beating us.
It's our house. It's representing our house. Be special on three. 1, 2, 3. Be special.
You know what time it is, baby. Game time. Time to make it happen. Still the nation.
It's time to get loose. Juice, loose.
It's game day. Stay ready.
Big time football at Heinz Field. Patriots versus Steelers, baby. Let's go. We back.
They're a good team. We're a good team. It's going to be a battle. We got to have it. We got to have it.
What are you willing to do today to help us win this damn ball game? You answer that. 1, 2, 3. That's right. Let's go.
He does very quickly, and the pass is caught for a first down up over the 40.
The ball came out into the hands of the intended receiver, and Jarvis Jones has it. Hogan had it for a minute, and it came out. Pittsburgh has the ball.
Jones, there's the pass on the money for Brown.
With time, throws to the end zone. Back to the end zone, left side. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. That is Darius Hayward-Bay.
Great job, great catch by DHB.
And the Steelers shut the gap down. Stephon Tuitt runs into LeGarrette Blount, and Blount said, where'd he come from? Hands it off. Running to the left. Cutting up inside is Le'Veon Bell. Did a good job to make people miss. Now he takes on defenders and goes down to the 20.
Need another 10 to 15 yards. Gonna get it right here with Bell splitting the defenders down to the 23.
On its way, and this one's up and good. Fires it for the near sideline.
A great diving catch by Kobe Hamilton for the first down.
He steps up.
The pass is caught. Kobe Hamilton again right to left over the middle. Inside the 30. First down to the 26-yard line.
A bye week, Coach Tomlin was in the office studying film, and, well, at this week's press conference, he said he'd done some self-scouting. So I asked Coach this week at the press conference, Coach, what did you learn and what can the Steelers do better?
You said last week you spent time self-evaluating, self-scouting, and there's things you could do better. What things have you identified that you can do better as a team?
You know, it's a lot, to kind of give you a snapshot, in a nutshell. In recent weeks, when we've not moved the ball as fluidly as we've liked offensively or scored the type of points that we like offensively, it's been because of turnovers and lack of conversion on third downs. Largely, those numbers aren't out of whack, but in a short story, in most recent weeks when we haven't played the way that we wanted to play on offense, that has generally been the issue. On defense, largely, we've been solid against the run, but we haven't been in recent weeks, and that's kind of been indicative of our play in recent weeks. Largely, we've done a good job of minimizing big plays at the early portions of the year. If you look at it, when we gave up big plays, it was via the screens and things of that nature, underneath things that developed. Over the course of recent weeks, we've allowed a few people to get behind us. You think about that scramble play in Miami in the first half was a field-flipping and game-changing like play a couple weeks ago. We did a great job in the first half against New England, minimizing Grunk's impact on the game, but he had two significant plays in the second half, one for a touchdown, the other one was a field-flipping play. So just in general, looking at it offensively and defensively, there's a big picture perspective in terms of our large body of work, but you got to also acknowledge some things that we've done or haven't done in recent weeks that require our attention. And in special teams, we're always looking for more splash, more significant, game-changing plays. But that being said, you also got to acknowledge that we've produced a turnover the last 2 weeks in that phase of our game, which is a positive.
Well, I tell you what, that's an honest assessment from Coach Tomlin about where his team is. And let's be frank about this. There hasn't been pressure from the defensive line. The defensive secondary's done an okay job. The offense has done an okay job. But this team, if they want to go to Houston and hoist the Lombardi Trophy, needs to step it up and do better. All right, your Steelers have dropped back-to-back games. Let's be honest. They should have gone down to Miami. They should have filleted the fish, stuck them in a tuna can, and come home with a victory. It didn't work out that way. We all expected a great battle here at Heinz Field with the Patriots, and quite frankly, with all the injuries, we're pretty surprised that they played such a tight game. I asked Coach Tomlin if he took anything positive away from a loss against the Boston Bean Eaters.
Did you take any positives out of the loss to New England?
You know, I wasn't necessarily looking for positives from a feel-good standpoint. I just simply look at what's on tape and, you know, what we do and what we don't do. Like I mentioned earlier, we produced some turnovers in that football game, one on defense at the very early stages, one on special teams that provided short fields for us. I thought that was significant. I thought that, you know, Landry Jones, as the game continued to unfold, produced good and consistent above-the-line play, and his mastery of our offense and management of it and communication of it got increasingly better as the game unfolded. But again, the game was what it was. We step in the stadiums to win. We're not looking for moral victories or feel-goods. We didn't do enough good things to win that football game.
All right, like a wounded animal or, I don't know, a bird with a few feathers plucked, the Baltimore Ravens have dropped their last 4 games, and as we all know, a wounded animal is dangerous. What makes these Ravens so dangerous as we head down there this week is that defense, despite 4 losses, has racked up 16 sacks, 8 interceptions, and as always, the usual criminals, suspects, and Suggs and the rest of the crew, well, they're bringing a wrecking ball of a defense to this week's game.
Coach, the Ravens have 16 sacks, 8 interceptions. When watching the tape on them, has that come from their front 7 and the pressure they're bringing? Is it the secondary on coverage sacks?
Usually it's a combination of both. Just specifically about some of the interceptions, I've seen guys make some nice plays on the ball and exhibit some tight coverage. I've also seen some interceptions that have resulted from a pocket collapsing. And vice versa, if you're talking about the sacks, I've seen Suggs just beat people cleanly. I've seen Jernigan just beat people cleanly, but I've also seen other guys like Brandon Williams just push the pocket and because the plays get extended, get an opportunity to get home because coverage has been tight. I think one feeds the other, and as I just do a mental Rolodex of some of the images I've been looking at in the last week or so, that's very much true with them.